Hello everyone and welcome back to WolfQuest, and we are here with Shaster and his mate Aspen, who are currently trying to raise their puppies and hopefully get them safely to the summer hunting grounds. And Shaster's story is a side story. Oh, Aspen just fed the puppies. Now, the first thing we're going to do, I'm actually going to run off this way so we can get a little ways away from the den, because I just don't want any predators showing up in the middle of this. But because it is daytime, we are actually going to get out here, and then we are going to sleep until it is night, because Shaster, his challenge is that he must always play at night, which does bring more cougars. It does also remove ravens from carcasses, so it kind of balances out, but it's also harder to see, and that could be more difficult for the final journey. So I'm just going to go run and get some food with him, because his food is getting a little bit lower. But Shaster is not our heir. He is one of our side story wolves, who we will be following for a while just for this first litter, and we are actually currently running the poll to vote for the heir. So if you have not voted in that poll, make sure you do that, because it will be running until the end of Shaster's side story, and depending on when we finish Shaster's story, it will be running until the next time we record. So if we finish on the weekend, like I'm kind of expecting we will, then we will be running the poll until the next Monday, because I don't normally record episodes on Sunday, and I sometimes don't record on Saturday, depending on what's going on. If Shaster's story finishes Friday, we won't be having WolfQuest Saturday, and we'll just run the poll over the weekend. So if you haven't voted in that poll, make sure you go do that. It's quite the interesting poll. Results are constantly kind of fluctuating a little bit. It's pretty close still, and if you want your favorite puppy to have a chance at winning the poll and becoming the heir, make sure you go vote. Now, I have restricted it. Oh, there's a coyote. I have restricted it to only 5 options, because the first poll we had a lot of wolves did not get any votes, or only got 1 or 2 like Shaster did. So I have removed them from the poll, and it is only the 5 that got several votes that are currently able to be voted on. And let's go ahead and feed puppies. If you want your favorite out of those wolves to have a chance at being heir, then make sure you go ahead and vote. And do not fear, if your wolf does not become the heir, then if your favorite wolf does not become the heir, then there will still be... Oh, Aspen fed Alistair, and then she sat on his head. Aspen! I'm not sure that's a good idea. Oh, Aspen, you're a goof. Aspen always kind of was the silly, goofy puppy. She and Sage and Myra do not wander off. Oh my goodness. But yeah, make sure you go vote in that poll if you haven't already. It went up Monday, so it is not the same as the poll that went up over the weekend. So if you voted in the one over the weekend, you will have to re-enter your vote. And you may remember Myra if you watched the community event, or not remember her, but remember her name, because Myra in the community event was actually Aspen's sister, who was unfortunately carried off by an eagle. And Aspen remembers that vividly, and so she named their only daughter after Myra. And if this Myra, technically Myra the second, who is named after her aunt, manages to survive to adulthood... Oh, there's a coyote. Oh, there's a coyote. Oh, there's a coyote. Okay. It always scares me when they run straight at the puppies like that, because that is how Katari lost Rayra. But if Myra survives to adulthood, and we're not going to be putting any special priority on her over the other pups, but if she does survive to adulthood, she may have the ability to impact the story of the heir or one of the other side story wolves. And that is how these side stories will work, is even though they are separate, they may still play in to the other stories. So we're going to go ahead. We are going to keep the puppies over by the den. And this episode is going to be a little shorter too. I am actually shortening the length of the episodes, because YouTube enables me to view analytics. It tells me how much of the videos people are watching, and it seems like I think I'm making them too long, because people haven't been watching the full length of the video. They just watched the first bit. And so if my videos are too long, I want to shorten them. Oh, there's a coyote. We're going to put Alistair down. Okay, no, we're not going to pick him up again. Okay, get Myra out of the way. No, my gosh. Okay. There we go. All right. We should be able to get this coyote now. So, but if I'm making them too long, I don't want to make it so long that I'm going to bore people. So I'm going to be trimming the length down. Instead of the normal 30-minute episodes, we'll now be having 20-minute episodes. So not too much shorter, but hopefully that will be a little bit less daunting for people. Because I know some people do have shorter attention spans, and that's fine. I tend to have shorter attention span. I'm very ADHD. So, but I don't want to make my videos so long that it's too much to watch all at once. And I do understand that, especially when we have more series that are active, I tend to put out quite a few videos in one day. So I will be trying to trim them down so it's not quite as much of a task to watch. It's not quite so daunting. So we're going to go ahead, get some more food. And right now we're just trying to, are we on the Grow Your Pups mission yet? I didn't see which one we're on. Yeah, we're on the Grow Your Pups mission, so we're actually almost ready to leave for the summer hunting grounds. We just need to feed the puppies a little bit more and get their weight up. So we have, and who's at what? So, Ruska and Alistair are at 12, Lokir's the runt at 11, and Myra is actually the biggest puppy at 13. Oh, and I was told, so Ruska's is the name I was having concerns about pronouncing. Apparently, I'm doing okay with that, but for the normal pronunciation of the name, the R would be a rolled R, and I cannot do that. If you guys saw me on my stream, I actually have a speech impediment in languages that require you to roll your R's, because I can't. It sounds really weird. It's just, I can't do it. I just can't do it. It sounds like I'm growling or whatever, or I really can't do it. Just, it doesn't work. So I'll just be saying it Ruska, but the technical pronunciation involves a rolled R. So keep that in mind, but I don't think you want to hear me going Ruska every time, so I'll just stick with Ruska. That's hunting music. I was trying to place which music that was. I was like, is something attacking? That sounds like very dramatic music, but it's the hunting music, and the territory markers are actually declining, and I really hope we don't have a stranger wolf. That's the thing, is the stranger wolves over here are very dark in coloration, so if we have one show up, it may be very difficult to see it at night. Oh, nope, we'd have a bear instead. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Oh! Ooh, okay. Oh, I thought we were gonna get hit for a sec. Alright, I'm gonna back. Yeah, I know there's a bear there. I can see it. I can see it. Okay. I want to try and get around behind the bear. Did we get past him? Yeah, we did. We can, if we can flank him, then is he running? He's running. Okay, good. So we gotta feed. Alistair needs more food. Myra's probably gonna be the first to get to 15 pounds. She's actually a pretty chunky little thing. Lokir is actually the runt at the litter, about a pound less than his siblings. So we're gonna head. Are we gonna head back up? No, we're gonna head off and mark territory. That's what we're gonna do, because it is down to 60%. We're gonna have stranger wolves showing up, and in the darkness, it will be very difficult to see the stranger wolves because they are very dark in coloration. That is the thing. Is Shaster's advantage of being able to stick to the shadows, because his coat is so dark and it makes him blend in a lot more when he prowls around at night. Could also be their advantage as well. So we need to be very careful to keep this territory marked, because we don't want to lose any puppies. And we did have one stranger wolf show up the last time. And as we've seen time and time again in previous litters, stranger wolves are bad news bears. So we are going to make sure we keep this territory very, very well marked. We let it slide a little bit, but we want to try and get it up to as close to 100 as we can. So, and Shaster's special ability is actually already active. His ability is that he can play on one difficulty lower than normal. There are no criteria for this ability. It just activates automatically for him. So he actually is playing on the pretty easy difficulty instead of the challenging difficulty like most wolves will do with their first litters. That is the progression we started on with Katari and Tarrell, and that is the progression we will be normally following unless something gets in the way of that, unless an ability or challenge changes that. That is the progression we'll be continuing to follow, is challenging, pretty easy, arduous, bring it on. So that is kind of meant to simulate first gaining experience And then, oh goodness, puppies. Don't get between me and the coyote. That is not a good thing. Yeah, it's meant to simulate first of all, the inexperience, which is why the first litter is challenging, because the wolves are still young, so they are very fit physically, but at the same time, they are very inexperienced. By the next litter, they are still young, but have gained more experience, so they play on pretty easy. The year after that, they are quite experienced, but are starting to get older, and their physical strength is waning, so they play on arduous, and for the fourth and final litter, their physical strength has waned further, so they play on bring it on. That's kind of the logic behind the progression that we play on. So, but Shaster's ability lets him play on one difficulty easier. Now, he is not the heir, but had he become the heir, he would have had pretty easy, challenging, arduous, and never had to play on the bring it on difficulty, which could have been a huge boost. But he is not the heir, so this will only apply to his first litter. Nevertheless, it is still a pretty good boost. And I am not positive if any of the potential heirs have the ability to play on an easier difficulty, but they might. I'd have to go back and review. I haven't actually reviewed the polls this morning. I should go do that. But yeah, that is actually why we are following Shaster's story now in between the seasons, because we wanted to give some time for people to be able to vote in that poll, because in the original poll, first of all, we had a tie that lasted almost all weekend, and then I had a vote come in literally like 15 minutes after I had saved what I thought was going to be the final screenshot. There's a coyote. And so, because people were still voting last minute, we decided to postpone the poll and put up the elimination round, if you will, because I eliminated all the wolves that had one vote or less, because it didn't seem likely they'd be able to catch up to the wolves that had the top votes. So that is why we are following Shaster's story for the time. Now, Shaster was one of the two wolves that had one vote. The other is Kanto. I opted to follow Shaster's story first because Kanto actually would have no active ability, because his ability would only apply to the second, third, and fourth litters. His ability is that if all 4 puppies survive, he gets the ability to revive one no matter what the circumstances if a puppy dies in the next litter, but that ability will never be able to activate because he won't have had a litter with 4 puppies. So I opted to go with Shaster's story first, but if we have another round of voting, oops, Myra, you're sitting by the den as your brothers are all wandering off, and we have three boys and 1 girl again. We seem to get more boys than girls with these wolves. So Myra is the only female in this. And so poor Shaster may be a little bit daunted by that, because he tends to be a very shy and kind of reclusive wolf, whereas Myra, what are you doing? Aspen is much more high energy, so Aspen is probably the one who's more able to keep up with the kids. Oh my gosh, that's a bear. Okay. We're gonna put the puppy down. We're gonna, oh, okay. Oh, we got hit. Oh, no. Okay, I'm gonna bring Myra away. Shaster. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We've got to get... Oh gosh. Thank goodness. I'm gonna go get him some food right away, because had we taken one more hit, that could have been the end for Shaster. Those bears hit hard, and Shaster is not that strong. I think he has a little more strength than his mother did, but still not very much. Oh, that was a little bit too intense. Okay, Myra, you need some food. You're kind of our chunky monkey, though, so I don't know how much more you need it. I think your siblings... Oops, I think I picked up Loke here. Yep. Did I call Ruska a girl earlier? Ruska is a boy. I think it's the A at the end of the name that is confusing me, because names with A's at the end generally tend to sound more feminine. That's what I kept doing with Aspen, too. I thought Aspen was a boy for the longest time, but I was actually confusing it. So we just need Loki and Alistair to get a little bit more food. I was actually confusing Aspen with her brother Sage, who is, who was male. So, probably because I know a sage in real life who's female. So, it got me a little bit confused. But Aspen is the girl, Sage is the boy. So, I'm going to get these guys all back to the den. And I have almost full food. So, Ruska, you're doing okay. It's Lokir who needs... Lokir, stay. I need to feed you. And Alistair who need more food. So we're going to go ahead, feed Alistair. Did that do anything? Pack stats. Lokir's up to 15, so now I'm going to go run and get some food down here. I'm actually going to circle around the carcass because that'll make it both easier to bolt up if I have to, and it will make it easier to potentially... Do we have any food up behind the den? No, we don't. Alright, this had better do it because we are going to need to move out pretty soon here because we're actually running out of food by the... Oh my gosh, no. No, Mr. Bear. No, Mr. Bear. No, Mr. Bear. No, Mr. Bear. Okay, I thought he was going to hit me for a second. Alright, so I got to try and run. He's turning to keep up with me. Okay, that's fine. There we go. The trick is to get him on the side or on the butt where they can't turn around and hit you as easily. So, Alistair, you are the one. First, I'm going to grab Lokir because Lokir's wandering away. Ruska, you need to stay by the den. Yeah. And let's see. So, Alistair, you are the one who need more food. There we go. Did that do it? I don't think that quite did it. I'm going to move Myra back to the den. The territory markers are waning quickly, but we're actually about to leave, so I'm not going to bother marking them again, because once these guys... The trouble with pretty easy is the puppies don't get hungry fast enough to be able to bump them up quickly, so I'm going to keep these guys by the den for now, but I'm not going to worry about marking the territory again, because we will be leaving very shortly, so it's not going to be a huge deal. Now, let's see. I'm going to see. Alistair, do you need more food? Alistair, you can get a little more food. Did that do it? Nope. It is Alistair, right? Pack stats. Yes, he's almost there. So you can see it says 15, but it rounds up to the nearest whole number, so he's 14 point something. But it is more than 14.5 because it's rounding it. Dude, bear. No, bear. No, bear. Where's the bear go? Bear went this way. Bear went this way. Oop. Oh, no, we took a hit. Oh, no, we took a hit. Okay. You gotta get him from behind. Okay, it's gone. Okay. Good. We are having so many bears. Do we get more bears at night? Alright. Alistair, please tell me that was enough. That wasn't enough. We gotta get more food. Ack! Oh, good. Okay, it was enough. We're gonna go. Oops. I don't want to save because we don't save in the middle of episodes. And there's already an eagle and I can't even see it. So, I think these guys would probably both fear the eagles a little bit because, oh, there it is. It left. Okay, it left. So, because Aspen's sister was taken by an eagle, actually right in front of Katari, who got stuck on a, she got stuck among the rocks. Now, Aspen and Shaster are not siblings. I want to make that clear. Aspen was raised by Katari and another wolf named Kea, who found her and her litter mates as abandoned puppies. Now, that is not something that real-life wolves would be likely to do. Normally, wolves don't adopt puppies that they find. Normally, they would probably actually kill the puppies because, again, competition. And it's the same reason they would kill off coyotes and such not. But for the sake of the story, they actually took in these abandoned puppies and raised them. But Aspen is totally unrelated to Shaster. She was just raised by Shaster's mother. So that is the story there. That is why Aspen knows Katari, and that is probably something that may have drawn her to Shaster, is knowing he is the son of her mother figure. One of her mother figures, because it was Kea and Katari who came together to raise her. That was in one of our community events, but actually Myra, Aspen's sister Myra, was taken by an eagle, and you know, I'm actually going to feed them and try and get the last of that carcass. I'm just going to give Myra a little food. Try and get the last of this carcass real fast, just so that we can use everything. Or almost everything. Puppies are probably going to try and come back to me. Alistair, I'll give you a little food, and Lokir, you can get the food that I have when I finish the carcass. Just try and use up as much of this as we possibly can. And Lokir, there we go. Because that will keep the puppies fed for longer. There we go. Alright, we're gonna go this way. And there is, I guess, another carcass down here that I didn't even know was there. I thought we had one further out, but I think we do. Is that... Oh, it's raining. That's what I heard. I thought I heard a coyote, but I think it was just the rain. So come on, you guys. But Shaster also saw his, not his litter mate, but his brother Hurricane be taken by an eagle, because Shaster was present for Flare and Kirian's litter. Now, Flare and Kirian are in the running for heirs, along with some of the puppies from the first litter, actually almost all of them. Actually, all of the puppies from the first litter that are in the running for voting were able to do it, because Lucan was from the first litter, but actually left for the world of Wolf. And his story has taken quite a dramatic turn, so we've kind of taken a break from Wolf until we can figure out what we're doing with that. But we will hopefully be continuing to that shortly, and that is quite a far carcass. Alright, we need to get moving. We need to get moving. And let's see. I'm going to start. Aspen, are you going to help carry puppies? The fire is here again. If you remember, Katari had some issues with fire / lightning hitting trees constantly nearby. It looks like Shaster may have... Oops, I wanted to grab Ruska. It looks like Shaster may have inherited that curse. I wonder if any of his or any of the other heirs, or any of his, or not heirs, any of his siblings or his puppies, there we go, will have the same curse. And we are actually running up on the end of the episode here. But you know what? I lied. I'm going to make this one a little bit longer because I want to be able to wrap up Shaster's story pretty quickly. Or not pretty quickly, but I want to wrap it up sooner here, because I don't want it to run over. But for the normal episodes, when we resume, probably when we resume with actual season 2, lightning again, we will be shortening the episode length to about 20 minutes. And all of our subsequent series will be dropping down to 20 minutes, including our On a Hiatus series, which would be niche, and which would be... I gotta let stamina regain here, because... What is that? I hear bad music. What's going on? There's something over there. Oh, it's a fox. Okay. I thought it was a coyote or a bunny or something. But, oh, Aspen just brought us Myra, and that's actually kind of sad, because Myra was the name of Aspen's sister who got taken by an eagle. Oh. Aww. But our On Hiatus series are Niche and Dog Sled Saga. Both of those are currently on hiatus due to glitches that we encountered in the game that kept us from progressing. So with Niche, I think they're planning on coming out with another update soon. I know they're aware of the problem that we had, so I'm probably just going to wait, because they are planning on doing a February update. So at this point, if we continue the series, we probably would just have to cut it off anyway. And that is the issue with working with a game that is currently in development. Niche is in the early access right now, which means they are still actively developing the game. And so even though it is a very fun game, it is not done, which means we do have to keep switching back and forth. There's the next carcass. And we gotta let his stamina come back. Everybody's getting a little bit closer. So our next carcass, I'm hoping we didn't space these too far apart, because our next carcass is all the way up there. But it is pretty easy, so puppies don't get hungry quite as fast, so hopefully we'll be able to do this. But with Niche, I know they are aware of the bug. They are working to fix it. So hopefully by the next version, it will be fixed, and we will be able to resume as normal with Season 2. With Dog Sled Saga, I am not sure if they know about the glitch. I don't think they've confirmed that they've seen it, but hopefully they will see it and fix it for the next update, whenever that is. So I am much less certain about Dog Sled Saga in when it will be coming back than I am with Niche. So Dog Sled Saga may be a while. Hopefully it will be back in time to celebrate the Iditarod, which is that big dog sleds race up in Alaska that happens every year. I believe it's around March. I want to say, I have to look it up, but it's coming up here. But hopefully they will fix that glitch and we'll be able to resume with that series, because I really like that series. We didn't get that far in it. But unfortunately, that one has a very, very bad glitch in which it will actually delete the game profiles. So there is no way of guaranteeing that your progress gets saved. So we really can't play that until that is fixed. I'm going to let these guys go a little bit longer without getting food, because I think they can handle it. Aspen, why are you dancing? Oh, Aspen's kind of a goofball. Aspen is hyperactive and not always the most serious wolf, but she is very, very sweet. So, and we may actually be having more Forgotten Worlds today, because that is our Minecraft series, if you have not seen it, which has to do a lot with dinosaurs and a lot of other fun things. And I work in between episodes for that. But we may be having that, and I maybe, depending on how recording that goes, try and do a community event today. We shall see. And my college schedule's sorted out, and Wednesdays are my only days with classes because I'm at the community college, and unfortunately I had a class drop. which is kind of a bummer, but it does leave me more time for recording, so kind of a bummer and a blessing all at once. Depending on how you look at it. You can see the glass is half empty or the glass is half full. So, yeah, but I don't have any classes today, so I may be trying to do a community event today. So if you guys want to get in on that, I'm trying to get a more organized system, because last time trying to figure out how the heck to even organize it was very chaotic, and we only had one person who was able to join, which was still very fun, but I would like to be able to have more of you guys get involved if you are able to come. And so to do that, for the future community events, we will actually be trying to run them much more heavily through the WolfQuest messaging system, because in order to have WolfQuest multiplayer, you need to have a WolfQuest account in the game. You need to have purchased a copy of the game and have an account in that, but when you have an account in the game, it means you are able to access messaging. So everyone who is able to join us should already have this, and it's much more reliable than trying to coordinate through email or whatever. So if you play WolfQuest, if you have an account and you are potentially interested in community events, send me a message. I am Frodo1 in WolfQuest. So that's FRODO1 and then the number 1. So send me a message in WolfQuest. Let me know who you are and that you're from YouTube, because I don't know your guys' WolfQuest usernames, and so it can be a little bit confusing to try and figure out who's from where. But let me know your YouTube username, or if you're watching without you haven't commented or you don't have a YouTube account, just let me know you watch the videos on YouTube. I will add you to the WolfQuest pack, and before we start a session, I will message out the game details to everyone and keep you updated directly through the game itself. And that should be a much more reliable method of trying to get everyone together. Now, we're about to wrap up this episode. They still have quite a long ways to go before they're going to get there. And wow, Shaster's already almost at 5,000 experience points, and he's only had one litter. And he's not even done with that litter. That's pretty crazy. That's how much experience you earn for raising one litter there, and for the whatever you have to do for the Find Your Mate mission in Amethyst Mountain. So, like all the prerequisites, the 750 you have to have for dispersal wolves to start showing up. That's pretty crazy. That is honestly pretty crazy. And so far, it has been a pretty calm... Alistair, what the heck are you doing? Oh, I guess there's water. Alistair does not... None of them like water. Oh, they're all trying to avoid the water. That is so cute. Oh. So, we'll come a little this way so they don't have to get near the water. I forgot the puppies avoid water when they get close to it, which is very good. Oh, gosh, though I don't like these bushes. Is there a way we can avoid these? And we're going to look in the distance, because in the community event, we actually had a cougar that stalked us all the way from this den to the river. So we want to keep our eyes peeled for cougars, anything moving in the distance, but I don't see any. So that's probably a good thing. And so far, knock on wood, it has been a pretty calm journey. But all of that could change quite quickly. So we'll be back next time to check on these guys, and they're trying to currently get to their next carcass, which is all the way over there. And we'll have to see what happens this time. So far, all 4 puppies are alive, but that things can change very, very quickly in this game, even on pretty easy. So I will see you guys next time, but until then, this is Jay, over and out. I'll see you guys later.